All right, let's dive right in. If you've ever tried to create a visual story with AI, like a comic book, a storyboard, anything like that, you've probably hit that wall. It's so important for your characters to look the same from one scene to the next. Well, today, we're going to unlock a professional workflow to do exactly that. We're not just hoping for consistency. We're going to engineer it. I mean, you've totally been there, right? You create this perfect protagonist, let's call him Dr. Tanaka, in one shot, and then, in the very next image, he suddenly looks 10 years younger, his hair's a different color, and that really cool, distinctive scar you imagined? Poof, gone. It's probably the single biggest headache for creators, but I'm telling you, the solution is way more about method than it is about magic.
So, here's the big secret, the real light bulb moment. The problem isn't that the AI is bad at remembering. The problem is, it isn't designed to remember at all. Seriously. And once you really get that, everything changes. You can stop just hoping for consistency and start actually engineering it. You have way more control than you realize.
Okay, think of it like this. Imagine you hired the world's most incredible artist. Perfect technical skill, can draw anything you can dream of. But they have the worst short-term memory imaginable. Every single time you give them a new task, it's like they're meeting you for the first time. You wouldn't just say, "Hey, draw Dr. Tanaka again, would you?" No way. You'd hand them the detailed character sheet and the reference photo every single time. And that's exactly how we need to treat the AI.
So that brings us to the core principle. The one thing you have to remember, to get a consistent image, you need a relentlessly consistent prompt. It's that simple. It's on you to carry that character's identity forward into every single instruction you give the AI.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? Well, there's a systematic four-step approach that turns this idea into a real, practical workflow. This isn't just a theory. This is the exact process that pros use to get predictable, reliable results for their big, complex visual stories. And here they are. First, we create what's called the Genesis description. Think of it as your character's digital DNA. Then, we generate an establishing shot. That's our visual anchor. After that, it's all about using a technique called carry-forward prompting. And finally, we just iterate and refine. Easy enough, right? Let's break it down. All right, step one. And honestly, this is the most critical part of the whole process. The Genesis description. This is your character blueprint. It's basically a structured document where you nail down every single unchanging physical detail. If you get this right, you're building the foundation for everything else to succeed. And when I say detailed, I mean detailed. We're talking about what we call immutable anchors. These are the absolute non-negotiables. Things like ethnicity, age, and especially bone structure. Details like an oval face with high cheekbones. And don't forget unique marks, a small scar, a mole. These are super powerful identifiers that AI can really latch onto. And of course, signature accessories, like Dr. Tanaka's glasses, which become a huge part of his visual identity. And here's a pro tip. Use a structured format. It could be a simple text file or even a JSON file if you want to get fancy. The point is to have clear labels like hair color or face shape. This is so effective because it turns your kind of vague idea into a rock-solid data sheet. It's like a binding contract that you and the AI will both reference, and it pretty much guarantees no key detail ever gets missed. Okay, so our blueprint is done. Now we get to the fun part, the application phase. First thing you're going to do is generate a really clean, well-lit portrait of your character. We call this the establishing shot. Think of it as your visual North Star for everything that comes next. Then we'll use our blueprint to master something called the carry-forward prompt. Now look at this. This slide is, well, it's everything. On the left, you see the simple and totally wrong way to do it. Now show Dr. Tanaka in a car. That prompt is just hoping the AI remembers, which we know it won't. But on the right, that's the expert prompt. See how it reintroduces him? It spells out all those core details from our blueprint again. The AI isn't remembering him, it's reconstructing him perfectly from those same detailed instructions every single time. It's a game changer. Okay, but what happens if the AI misses a detail, even with a fantastic prompt? It happens, right? Well, that's where step 4, the refinement loop, comes in. And the key here is not to get frustrated. It's just about calmly and precisely reinforcing your instructions. And the process is super simple. First, you generate the image. Then you pull up your establishing shot and compare them side by side. Let's say the scar is missing. The key is you don't just hit regenerate and hope for the best. No, You go back into the prompt itself and you re-emphasize that detail. It's literally like telling that artist, hey, great work, but you forgot this one specific thing from the character sheet. Let's try that again. So you've totally mastered this for one character. That's awesome. But what about a story with a whole cast of characters? Well, this is where we scale things up to what's called a character Bible. You're basically going from a single file to an entire library of characters. And this is the key to unlocking some serious narrative potential. And a character Bible is just so powerful because it's completely modular. Think of each character as a reusable Lego brick you can snap into any scene. It also creates a single source of truth, which is huge for teams. If you update a detail for one person, it's updated for everyone. And the best part? It's scalable and it's portable. This system isn't locked into just one AI platform. Yeah, that portability is really what makes this system a secret weapon for teams or really complex projects. Your character's structured file, it's like a universal passport. It doesn't matter if you're using Gemini today, DALL-E 3 tomorrow, or Midjourney next week, you're using a universal method. The core identity of your character is totally locked in, even if the artistic style of each AI is a little different. So by using this disciplined, systematic approach, you really do take back control. You can finally build those rich, compelling visual stories you've been dreaming of without that constant, frustrating interruption of a character who can't seem to remember what they look like from one minute to the next.
And let's really land on this powerful idea. With this workflow, your whole mindset shifts. You're not just rolling the dice anymore, just hoping the AI gets it right. No, you are the director. You're the engineer. You are making deliberate, specific choices to construct the exact visual story you want to tell.
So, now that you have the power to create a whole consistent cast of characters right at your fingertips, there's really only one question left to ask, isn't there? What story are you going to create?
I'm going the distance. You can bet on that.